Hey everyone, it is Gamecast Guy here, and rent is due, so therefore we gotta make another Xbox is Dead video, man. What did you people expect? $800 for a 2 terabyte limited Galaxy edition? I mean, that system ain't even more capable than the Pro. Let's go. I traded both of my Series X's for this, man. I did a kid smooth right about now, man, because I'm telling you, the PS5 Pro is taking over, man. That's why Xbox is getting pulled out of Costco. That's what AGN was saying. So I'm like, you know what, man? Let me abandon ship. I'm gonna do an MBG, man. I went on PlayStation right through the little boxes like I'm playing Metal Gear Solid. And look, I got one. I got a PlayStation 5 Pro. I even traded two of my other PlayStation 5 consoles so I could get the disc drive. Okay? You Xbox fanboys don't understand that the PlayStation 5 Pro is the most powerful console in the world, baby.
Mode with PSSR, targeting 60 FPS.
Yeah, that's right.
PSSR,
Targeting.
unfortunately, does not work well at all with this title.
So you trying to tell me I traded in all my shit? Hold on, what? Nah, that had to be a mistake. John Lindemann, he don't. Let me rewind that. You don't know.
Single enhanced
there
mode
you go.
with PSSR, targeting 60 FPS.
Yeah, you heard that. Targeted 60 FPS, baby. Let's go. I told you the PS5 Pro was worth it, man. And this is an Unreal Engine 5 game, too.
PSSR, unfortunately, does not work well at all with this title, producing an artifact-ridden image.
Metal Gear Solid Delta, and now this. I mean, come on, man. You guys are really out here justifying the PlayStation 5 Pro now. I mean, it's gotten to the point where we got the base PS5 running better versions than the Pro, man. What was the point if you guys want to keep making fun of the fact that the Xboxes keep going up, but at least the Xbox is doing what it's supposed to? You don't hear about games running better on the Series S than you hear on the Series X. Isn't that the whole point of buying an upgradable console? So you can actually benefit? I mean, at this point, they should have just left the game the same. I told y'all, with this whole PS5 Pro label nonsense that y'all keep talking about, the games run worse because the Pro stands for problems, not performance. We told y'all this, man. And another Unreal Engine 5 game that struggles on the PlayStation 5. Game still with another W. You really thought I was going full pony? I mean, you people are ridiculous, man. Metal Gear Solid Delta, now this. I thought y'all had the most powerful hardware. That's what y'all told us, right?
Which require amortization and cleanup over many frames. And
wasn't that the whole point of the Pro? To have better ray tracing and reflections, and you're telling me it's worse? Now, I'm not saying this is a big deal if you have a Pro, but I will say one thing. If you bought the Pro to have a better graphical experience than what you're getting on the base model PS5, to me, Porter Rock, that is a spit in the face of the PlayStation community. I don't care what any of you. Like I said, it should either run the game the same, but the game shouldn't run worse. It wasn't like this on the One X. It's not even like this on the Series X.
I think we're finding some unfortunate interactions with MGI here. I don't have a firm confirmation that the game is using PSSR and PS5 Pro, but these blemishes strongly suggest the technique. Internal resolutions come in a bit above 1080p here typically. Finding good pixel counts is tough in some meaningfully different settings. It seems to shade closer to the PS5 performance mode.
Embarrassing.
I don't have any problem.
You're not even getting better performance.
If developers want to simplify their mode offerings for PS5 Pro users. And I don't have an issue necessarily with using PSSR. But if developers are going to make large changes for PS5 Pro users, they should ensure those changes produce an improvement over PS5.
Exactly. Like how you have a model, bro. Like I've said before, you guys can keep talking about the price hike of the Xbox, which is fine, which I think all these companies are going to start doing anyway. But the point still stands. Okay? You bought the Series S, you're getting lower performance. You buy the Series X, you're getting better performance. But can somebody explain to me how the PS5 versions of these games are running better than what you're getting on the Pro? It should either run it 1-for-1 or much better. It should not be running worse. Okay, oh, they're going to do a hotfix update. They're going to patch out every... Bro, I mean, at this point, the PS5 Pro is showing you as to what was the point of this upgrade. No wonder Microsoft didn't come out with one. It's stupid. You guys are looking like the same Xbox fanboys when they had the most powerful console at the time, and yet you was getting worse versions. Now it's happening to you. It's like all the stuff that you was manifesting within the Xbox community has hit you. Like, this is embarrassing.
I'd rather have no pro enhancement here.
Wow, they'd rather have no enhancement at all. So all that, oh, well, we got the pro label. Well, even then, the pro label means absolutely nothing, because that means the game could still run worse than what it does. This is embarrassing, man. How can a game have a PS5 Pro label optimized for the console and it runs worse than what you could have bought on a lower piece of hardware? Like,
have a version of the game with boosted resolution figures while retaining TSR. Frame rates on PS5 Pro proved similar to the base PS5 performance mode. Expect to lock a 60 FPS update absent momentary hitches that stem from traversal hiccups. As a general rule, expect that interiors will mostly be fine and that wobbles will be more noticeable when running through the town area and
ain't barely anything going on. Ain't the whole purpose of why this game got fog so you can have better performance, and the game is still... I don't get it. Oh, it's the developer. It's them.
Running into the same pitfalls with PSSR.
Wow.
Sony's upscaler needs to be used with care, and in this case, it probably should have been discarded in favor of an analytical solution.
Discarded? That's crazy, man. I thought y'all were hyping up this new technology from PlayStation. No wonder they moved on to something else. They realized that super spectral resolution ain't working, so now they got the FSR.
Hoping that the developers will drop PSSR here, as Bloober Team did last year, at least in their...
And this game has flickering problems. Like, bro, listen, man, I'm not trying to console war with this, but I just find it kind of ironic that you guys have the most powerful console, but yet your games are running worse than they would have if you just bought the base model of the PlayStation 5.
Because that's the debate now. People coming up with excuses and say, oh, well, Series X is still the better deal. Bro, do you see that price? Y'all were getting on Sony's behind. I don't understand the damage control. This is what pisses me off a lot of times, is that people...
You know what pisses me off is that picture technology messing with my PS5 Pro. The game is supposed to be optimizable. That's what irritates me now.
Use a situation to try to make themselves feel good, because...
Well, I'm going to use this situation to tell you that the PS5 Pro version runs worse of Silent Hill F and Metal Gear Solid Delta than it does with the regular PS5, bro.
They're a fanboy or fangirl of a particular console, and they're just, yeah. Shoot, that's still a great deal. What? Great deal? Bro, y'all were crying when this machine was only $500.
Bro, I'm crying because I traded my Series X's for this PS5 Pro. I robbed my girlfriend. I did a lot of things, man. I sold my base model. I mean, you know, Dreamcast guy is seething right now, man. Imagine ripping off your girlfriend for a PS5 that's actually better than the one that you try to rip her off for. I mean, you ponies deserve everything you got. Out here robbing people for this PS5 Pro just to get a worse experience of a game that you could have had on a regular PS5 is crazy. That's crazy work. Crazy work.
You were crying when this machine was only $500. Do you understand that this thing has went up $200 more for the highest tier? Once we get into next generation, the game prices are going to value. Listen, don't let me cut.
PS5 Pro is one of the worst upgrades I've ever seen in gaming history, man. I think it's even worse than the Sega 32X and the Sega CD. It is, because at least those had potential, bro. Like, that is embarrassing, Marlon. I mean, you took this stance talking about, the PS5 Pro is what, $850 with the disk drive, but still, how are you guys getting games running worse on that than on the PS5? That's all I'm saying. You don't hear about the Series S running versions better than the Series X. You don't hear that, do you? You don't hear it. You know what I mean? We might see some difference in regards to some platforms, that they don't own. But still, I mean, that makes sense in a lot of the grand scheme of things. It happens all the time. But this is embarrassing.
Value. Once we get into next generation, what is going to happen to us?
$1,000 consoles. And I've told y'all this already.
Is more than what we're paying right now. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? If that leak is anything to go by, it's only charging us $100 as a standard, bro. There's no way. and then the PlayStation 6 is like $799. Between maybe the lower end model is like $699, the higher end model is like $899 or something like that. I have to do running a YouTube channel because most of the time I can't even afford these games. I can't even afford to keep up with technology, so I have to buy it and return it. Buy it for 30 days, or if you're
Rent a center. Hold on, Captain Scrawny Pants. Hold on, you trying to tell me that? Hold on, you just be buying and reselling your stuff? What? No wonder there's things missing in the background, man. There's always things there, then things gone. I see he got rid of that Spider-Man PS5. That PlayStation gave him, it's gone. I can tell it's not in his room no more.
If you're Microsoft, and not Microsoft, if you're Best Buy, maybe 60 days. Oh, buying stocks ain't gonna save you, bro. Because you gonna have to dig it out at this point. You might as well just build a PC. What? Bro, look at this. What the heck? Silent Hill F runs at 720p.
Bro, we're going back to the 360 days, man. You told them, hey, the 360 was the best generation of gamers, so they said, you know what, let's go back to those days of the N64 and the 360. Yo, that's crazy.
720p to 360p on PS5 Pro. What? And they want $700 for these consoles? And I can't even blame it on these consoles because it's these freaking Unreal Engine 5 games is just garbage. Restart your game. That's gonna make
I also think that these consoles weren't as powerful as you people were saying. I think that has a lot to do with it, man. I think a lot of this whole 4K, 120 FPS narrative, 8K, we put it to rest. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about 4K. I don't want to hear about 120 frames. I don't want to hear about it no more. I don't want to hear about no 8K. You guys have all got played. This was not a next-gen console that you people bought at the time. You bought an Xbox One XX. That's what you bought. You bought a PlayStation 4 Pro. That's what we bought. I hate to say it, man. I hate to say it. This is what we purchased. This is why people saying, you know, go to PC because you could actually get the type of results that you want for the money that you're investing. Okay? As console gamers, we're investing, in my opinion, a little bit too much for these half-ass experiences. And I'm not even mad at what Xbox is doing with the PC because if it's going to give us better results, then yes, I will pay the $1,000 for the Xbox PC. But this type of stuff that we're seeing, you know what I'm saying, with this downgrade of visuals, and I mean, the game even has motion blur. How are we running this game at 360p and on a dynamic resolution?
And they don't make it easier on Microsoft and Sony for charging what they charge. They don't make it easy. They really don't make it easy for these companies to say, yo, hey, look.
Yep, and that's why I just buy their games in the bargain bin. It's $20. We're still waiting for Mind's Eye. I see it for $30 right now. I'm waiting for $20. Gonna get it. I'm sorry, guys. This is the type of gamer that I become. I know some people won't like it because it's like games that you're not really supporting the industry no more. I've been supporting the industry for years, okay? I'm tired of it, bro. It's time we fight back, bro. And that's me not giving them my money. It's that simple, bro. And I advise you guys to do the same. Let these games go bankrupt. I mean, you know, you guys will say, well, then what we're going to have for gaming in the long run? Well, I mean, I got all my games, so I'm not really worried about it. I guess that could be a selfish statement. But hey, guys, what can there really be done? You know what I'm saying? Nothing really is going to change with this. Gaming is going to continue to stay the same. I heard Borderlands 4 is not even selling that well. So, I mean, people are not buying games no more, man. They're just not. And this is why companies like Microsoft is pushing Game Pass Ultimate, because that's the only way people want to really access their games. They'll pay for specific games. Grand Theft Auto 6, they most definitely will pay for that. You don't have to put that through a subscription service, but everything else, nobody cares about.
We could get away with charging $800. People keep buying rubbish, so the cycle continues. Like I said,
what is this guy pointing his hands up like he ain't guilty, bro? You was just bashing Xbox, right? Just to find out that the game runs worse on the PS5 Pro, which is also $800, bro. See, this is all I'm saying, man. This is why you fanboys need to calm down, and we all need to speak on behalf of this instead of fighting amongst each other, because at the end of the day, you guys are all getting screwed.
And on business, when I said I was not going to buy... I stand on business when I said I was not going to buy Metal Gear Metal Gear, Metal Gear
Delta.
Metal Gear Delta. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro. Like, Virgil's like, yo, 60 FPS, yeah, but look at the resolution. That's what you got to look at. Look at the resolution.
I mean, we also got to take into consideration, guys, that back then we had compromises, okay? And this might have a lot to do with the 60 FPS because now they know that gamers like you want that. If the game was capped at 30, it might have been able to achieve a better resolution. Who knows? But this is what happened with the 60 FPS. Okay? We're going to have to go back a generation back just so we can get games to play the way we want. Right? And this is why most people say go to PC because let's be honest, man, we was playing 30 FPS games ever since the PlayStation 1. There was a few 60 FPS games, but the vast majority of console games, besides online, was 30 FPS. Now they're trying to push 60. Have you noticed the resolutions are getting worse? The game's starting to have more problems because that's not what console gaming was supposed to be about. Silent Hill F should be 30. So you're like, what? It should. If we go by the logic of gaming back then, PS4 had 30 FPS games, guys. PS4 had 30 FPS games. Nobody complained. But for some reason, when the PS5 came out, y'all was like, oh, we need 60. I think it was at the end of the PS4. We need 60. We need 60. We need 60 now. And to be honest with you, I think it's actually making games worse. At least for console gaming, because that's not what console gaming was supposed to be about. You get what I'm saying? I mean, y'all like, damn, Gabe, you're right. Because we weren't talking about 60 FPS games during the PS2 and PS3. A lot of them were capped at 30.
And putting out quality work and stuff like that. You know, this, what? 720p to 360p? Come on, man. You better fix that, dog.
I mean, think about it. When Gears of War came out, when Unreal Engine 3 was a new game, the game was capped at 30. So these are things you guys have to take into consideration. This is a new next-generation gaming engine, and they're pushing 60 for it. So it actually does make sense as to why the game is running at a low resolution. Now, I don't know what Rockstar is going to do. I don't know if they're just going to redefine Red Dead Redemption 2, because if they're pushing these graphical boundaries that they're saying, then I don't even want to know what resolution that game's going to run at. I really don't know. Because, I mean, we're already struggling now. Especially to even achieve 60. This game barely has any enemies on screen, and it's still dipping. I don't know. Maybe games need to be capped at 30. I don't know. But we already know you console gamers ain't going to go for that. So at this point, a lot of these console gamers need to just go PC. They just need to go PC. I had no problem with 30. Personally, not for single-player titles. Never had that issue. But as soon as PC gamers talk about 60 FPS and up, that's what these console gamers have desired. So which means that you will have to play lower generation games to achieve the 60 FPS that you guys want natively. You get what I'm saying? Because it was not like this during the PS3 and PS4. Trust me, I know. There was even online games capped at 30 for console. I played during those days. I know. 60 FPS was something that they try to push for PS5 and Xbox Series X. This was never supposed to happen. Never.
He laughing.
What I don't understand is how this game runs worse on the Pro. That is something I don't know.
Said Silent Hill F runs at 60 FPS on Pro.
Silent Hill F. F is for failure.
But my whole thing is, why is it running at 720p to 360p on performance mode? That's my thing.
Well, ain't that the whole point? You lower the Bro, it makes complete sense. Isn't that the whole point? You lower the resolution to get a better performance. Because if the resolution was higher, the game would be running worse. How do you guys don't understand that? That's the whole purpose. Didn't Microsoft say with Starfield, yeah, we could achieve 60 FPS, but who's going to want to play the game like this? With this low resolution? We told y'all this. This is what Microsoft always capped. Why are we not capping some of these games at 30? Y'all think that's capping? Because they knew. They knew this. Games still with another W. While y'all were out here playing PS4 games at 60 FPS, thinking they were next gen like the ones that were coming out on Xbox, well, this is what happened. Because if you look at Until Dawn Remake, which is a remake of the PS4 game, that's also at 30 FPS, and it has problems. Now that I don't understand.
You know what I'm saying? Why is it running between 720p to 360p.
Embarrassing.
Why?
That's embarrassing.
The Pro, on the other hand, performance mode runs at 720p, bro. Why?
And it has flickering problems, and it has all these other aspects going on with it.
Developers have lost their minds. They have lost their passion. They have lost their drive. They have lost their...
No, you guys have lost your mind. Because there's not one generation where you can tell me that when like I said, when Unreal Engine 3 was introduced to the Xbox 360, Gears of War, which was a graphical phenomenon, was capped at 30. Halo 3 was capped at 30. Let's not cap here. When it came down to that campaign, it was capped at 30. That was a new engine, Unreal Engine 4. Same thing with PS4. God of War, all these games, 30 FPS on PS4. Marvel Spider-Man, 30 FPS on PS4. Am I right? I'm like, yeah, you're right, Games, you're right. Only until we got the PS5 is when y'all wanted next generation games at 60 FPS, which was never going to be achievable. I knew this, and whoever been following me for so long, remember when I made that video on Gotham Knights, and I'm like, that's how it's supposed to be. And y'all like, no, it's not. Remember? Anybody that remembers when I said that with Gotham Knights, that was already the first red flag that I knew. I already knew this was going to happen. And I knew as time went on, it was only going to get worse. It was only going to get worse as time goes on and these games become more demanding and more expensive. We were going to go back to these resolutions. You people bought 4K TVs for nothing. Literally. 4K and 8K TVs, 120 for nothing. You could be playing on a 720p. You could be playing on a standard TV from the 1980s, and it wouldn't have mattered for your PS5 Pro because you would have still got the same resolution anyway.
To gaming, how is this even possible?
And y'all want to blame Unreal Engine 5 for this? No, because that's like saying Unreal Engine 3 was trash for Gears of War back in the days because it was running at 30. Nobody said that. We just played it, enjoyed the game, and looked at the graphics and thought, oh, the game was good. We didn't say, oh, Gears of War on the 360 wasn't 60 FPS. We did not say that, bro. Y'all know that. Cut the cap, bro. I played back then. Ain't nobody said that.
Not even trying. These developers...
The problem is that you guys expected a new engine on new consoles to run at 60. And we already know that wasn't going to happen. That's why Sony's been using Unreal Engine 4, last generation gaming engine, because that's the only way they're going to be able to achieve it. That's it. Gaming is done, man. I'm telling you, man. But I feel like it's a lot of you fanboys that don't understand how this works. We have never had a 60 FPS generation of consoles. You know this. Most games was capped at 30, bro. Y'all know PS1, PS2, PS3, even in the original Xbox. All these systems were capped at 30 for one another. A lot of these games weren't running above 60. They weren't. Y'all know that, man. Let's stop the cap, bro. And even it goes far to PS4 and Xbox One. A lot of those games was capped at 30, but the multiplayer for some titles was at 60 for some titles. But if they were demanding, they'd be capped at 30. So, hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. Like I said, Silent Hill the F stands for failure, or should I say fanboys that don't know any better, because at the end of the day, this is nothing new. I knew this was going to happen. And anybody with a brain would have seen this coming too. This doesn't surprise me. The games need to go back to cap to 30, but that's something new console fanboys ain't going to want. But it's okay, because you're going to continue to get performance and resolutions like this if nothing changed, because they're going to try to cooperate with the 60 FPS narrative that you guys have pushed out there, and you're going to continue to get bad-looking games. It is what it is. Take care. Peace out.